Braemar was a wonderful place to grow up in as a child. Things were simple. We all played well together. We had two separate schools, all because Braemar had been two separate communities at one time. But all the kids played together in spite of the fact that they attended different schools. On one side, the village had been very much Catholic, Auchenrhine, and this side, where we are, Protestant. But there was no conflicts. We played together in the winter time. We sledged. We spent all the time outside. We sledged on Collie's Brae. Of course, they've called it Cairnadrochit Drive now. We've gone up Market. And on Chapel Brae sometimes, although the policemen didn't like it very much. In the summer, we played. My first 8 years were spent on the Castleton side of the village, this side, and we played on the hills behind us here, behind Kendrochit, Craigcoinich, Queen's Drive, the curling ponds. That was all our playground, one massive adventure playground. I don't think we missed out on anything. Yes, we had no cinemas, we had no bowling, we had no skating rinks, but there was plenty outside things to do, and I never felt we were losing out. Most families had been here for generations. My father and one or two others came to Braemar during the wartime. They used to joke that they had saved Braemar and changed the bloodstream a little bit. We were a massive family of cousins. We went under the name of Grant, most of us. The parent company, if you like, was Grant, my grandfather, who had the petrol station, the blacksmiths, etc. in Braemar. I suppose as a few silly things happened, there was a gentleman who was well known in the village, who was walking across the Cluny Bridge in the middle of the village, and he met my uncle, who remained nameless which uncle it was, and he said to my uncle, I'm going to jump over the bridge into the river. And my uncle said, well, go on then, and he did. And it's quite a drop, but he survived it. It's quite a drop into the river, yeah. There was another character who used to have a bicycle, and he got into trouble from a policeman for not having brakes on his bicycle. So he tied a weight with a chain onto the back of the carrier of the bike and threw it off, and that was his brakes. The shops have changed. There was John Stammer's and what is now the Co-op, which was John Henry and Sons at the time. He was a great character. He kept Braemar in the news all the time. He always had the correct readings for the temperatures when the BBC and ITV got it all wrong. And they used to joke that it was always 3 degrees colder at Johnny's house than it was at the weather centre. And lo and behold, after Johnny passed away, he had a Stevenson screen there, and it is colder at his house than it is at the weather centre. We had 3 grocers, one of them which was also a drapery, that was John Henry's shop. We had a chemist, which we had no chemist for 17 years until the Torrance family came to Braemar and opened a chemist shop again. We did have a couple of tweed shops at that time for the tourists as well. Newsagent on Chapel Brae. Butcher, petrol station. Yeah, we had everything we needed. Braemar gave us a balanced childhood. We were protected from a lot of the problems in the outside world, but we were made aware of what to expect. And we had lots of opportunities to learn about nature, to learn what I think real life is all about. And I feel particularly pleased for the children of this generation, the opportunities they have in Braemar. It's still a great place to be brought up, but there are so many clubs. They're so aware of the mountains and nature. I think it's still going to be a great place to grow up.